What is up, everyone? All the normal people, furries, and bros and broettes that are watching this. I decided to make a video because I'm in a social mood and no one is here, so I'm going to talk to a camera for 30 minutes. That's what you do. So I guess this is another vlog. Me just hanging out, listening to some jams, which hopefully you can't hear because I don't want to get like a flag for using copywritten material, even though it's not intended for you to hear it. Got my Catatonia playing right now. We've started the second beer, which means that we are ready to talk. Let's start it off here. I'm gonna talk about this past weekend. Not the current weekend I'm in, but the MFF weekend. I went to a convention about a week ago, and it was actually pretty crappy. I was really hoping it'd be a lot better, but this past con, let me just summarize a little con review here for you. Now, conventions are normally extremely social, fun events, where a bunch of people with similar interests, this happened to be furry art, costuming, etc., all come together, nerd stuff, and you share your interests, you talk, and you meet new people from all around the country, or even the world. We had some people from foreign countries actually come, and we all talk about furry stuff, and drinking, and hanging out, and our own interest outside of furry, and well, this con was a big letdown, because a lot of people, from what I gathered, at least 3 out of the 4 people, to give you a rough estimate, 75% of the people I talked to were having a pretty mediocre time, or just not a good time. It was just bad. My friend ended up breaking a bottle over her hand and had to go to the hospital. She was actually rushed to the hospital. I saw her being taken away on a stretcher. She was awake for 48 hours, no sleep, working on commissions for the con, and then she was dealing with stress and had an anxiety attack and smashed her hand over a bottle of Jägermeister and literally sliced a tendon. So that was that was Thursday night. So that was the start of this whole convention. So right off the bat, it was bad. And aside from all of that, it was kind of like the con had an eerie feel about it, almost like there was an ominous thing kind of looming over it, because it seemed as if the hotel was stricter this time around. They had they more or less, I know they put out a video that tried to say hey, we welcoming the furries, but the atmosphere, my buddy Eddie actually said that the hotel, one of the, I want to say, security guys hassled him about entering a door he wasn't supposed to enter, even though the door was unlocked, and the guy assumed he got his way in there without permission, and he said, "I'm sorry, the door was unlocked, I thought I could enter through there." But the guy gave him a really hard time, so he complained to hotel staff or whatever. And here's a couple things that I observed. Now, in previous years at MFF, at least the last 2 before this one, at the current hotel we're at, the long hall, the stretch of hallway that leads to all the the events, where I want to say the con suite is, where the auditorium is for all the the shows and stuff, etc., the events that go on. There's a lot of big hall room event panels. They would shut that off at about 1 a.m. Almost like they don't want anyone in the area anymore. Any area unmonitored, unwatched, lights go off. That was kind of odd to me, at least. It seemed like, hey, get out of here. Can't be here. Go. Second thing, they took all the smokers. Now, I'm not a smoker. I don't smoke cigars, I smoke cigars, but I don't smoke cigarettes often. I smoke cigars occasionally, but I don't really, partake in the nicotine addiction that a lot of you have. But I do enjoy the smoker culture because it's a social thing, and you guys tend to be the only ones that are awake at 4 in the morning out front. And it was always fun to go outside and see people out there. Me being late night, owl, I could go out and talk to someone at that time. But they took all the smokers and they put everyone in their own little section off in the corner. We don't want you smoking in front of the hotel. This is it almost seemed like hey, we don't want to acknowledge that, like almost like it caused trouble if you guys were out there. So everyone back of the hotel almost. It kind of rubbed me the wrong way. I didn't like that. They had a reason for it, like if people need to get in and out, like ambulances or whatever, they can do it easily. But really, you see someone being hauled out on a stretcher, you're gonna move anyway. So the social hookah circles gone. Granted, it was kind of cold that weekend, so it wouldn't have mattered anyway because I doubt anyone would want to smoke out there. Took the hookah circles. Everything was pushed way off into the corner, and that kind of upset me. It just didn't feel, it didn't have a convention feeling. It almost was like if I were to decide, I would have a hard time deciding if I knew it was going to be that bad if I'd want to go. So aside from all of that, I had one person from Europe, actually, I think Germany. He posted a journal on FA about it, saying this convention does not feel like a convention. Something feels off. Something's wrong. And all my friends were saying about the same thing. And I just found it to be kind of sad in a way, because I was really anticipating this. Literally, I had no post-con depression because it didn't feel like I went to one. And that just like, it started my vacation off bad, and then this whole week kind of sucked because a lot of reasons. One reason I'm not going to go into, my own little inner stupid shit. But aside from all that, you got me sidetracked now. I'm trying to think. I didn't get to do what I wanted to do. This week I was planning on doing nothing but art and just getting a lot of basically artwork done because I had all this time off. I had a whole week to myself, and I've been so busy, like with Thanksgiving. I'm having another Thanksgiving tomorrow. We're actually having a party at my house because my brother gets a free turkey from his work. So for the last couple years now, this would be the third year, we've been taking his turkey and we get other stuff and invite a bunch of friends and have a second Thanksgiving. It's like a post-Thanksgiving event, like Thanksgiving number 2, I'd like to call it. And that's actually always fun. But I've been so like stressed with like other things, and the fact that I really wanted to get a lot of work done on my drawing because I had all this time off. I thought I could relax. Like, just I didn't have enough it wasn't a relaxing weekend, and MFF sucked. And that was the first time MFF has sucked since 2010. And 2010 was for all kinds of reasons in itself. That was the drama being between me and my ex. But it wasn't. I would rather take the con I had at MFF 2010 over this recent con. And I don't know if that's because MFF is getting too big now. I believe there's a certain point at which cons get where it almost becomes kind of too much. Where the hotel can't handle it, the staff can't handle it, and everyone cracks down on the people involved. And I think MFF has reached that point now, which scares me for next year. And a lot of people, like my friend Rusty, is actually saying will not be going next year because of this. She just isn't having a good time anymore. When I started going to MFF in 2007, it was a much different atmosphere than it is now. And that was my fear, that it would become like Anthrocon. And Anthrocon is good every year. I've never had a bad Anthrocon, but is it always worth going to? See, AC is so far away. Like, I've gone every year except this last year since 2009, because I decided to skip it because I didn't want to spend the travel money. And it was just kind of like, MFF's close enough where I probably will go every year, but it just wasn't worth it. So we stayed Sunday night even, hoping that it would be a good night, but it just wasn't. It kind of depressed me. So I think if we do go, we may only go Friday through Sunday now. Honestly, because it might not be worth the time anymore, you know what I'm saying? And I hope that isn't true, because MFF has been a really great con for a long time, and everyone seems to usually love it, but it seems like because they had like a lot, I think it was like, I want to say 3,800 people, 3,800 attendees, that was really getting close to Anthrocon's size. But, I don't know, man, it wasn't as homely, it didn't feel as friendly. It almost seemed like the hotel was more dimly lit. they had like the bar restricted, so you had to actually check. They had a security guard checking IDs entering the bar. They'd never done that before, and I think that's a little strange in itself. The red bar was always overpacked. I could never get a spot, and it just something about this year, man. It was not. It was off. It was not a con. It seemed like you were just staying at a hotel. But hey, that's my opinion. I'm sure some of you had a great time. Maybe it's just my friend group that didn't, because we're all so closely entwined, you know. But just hearing the general consensus, you know, among what certain people were saying around me, it wasn't a great con this year. So I don't know. But aside from all of that, I'm actually really looking forward to a convention coming up in Wisconsin. Actually, they're starting a new con, and new cons always maybe start off kind of rocky, but at least with IFC, that con is getting better each year. Last year was pretty good, like last August, pretty good con, and it's kind of, I used to call it FCN Light, but it very well could be the new Furry Connection North, because they did get rid of it. Granted, they kind of brought it back with, apparently they're restarting a con at the same hotel the same weekend, but I don't know how much publicity it's going to get. I'm hoping that all the people that loved FCN will know that this is starting, because then it'll still be FCN, just under a different name and a different, you know, con staff. I think some of them are similar, but the other guys that didn't, like, they kind of separated from it, because I think they had a fight over, what I was told why FCN like ended was because somebody said it was only supposed to last so long, but one person of con staff, they wanted FCN to become the next like big thing, like the next big convention. And another group, people said, no, keep it down and homely, you know, let's keep it this atmosphere we have it now, because it's a good thing, you know, let's not change a good thing. Well, they ended up fighting over it, and they each said, forget it, we're done. FCN's over, which kind of was sad, because it's such a great convention. I've never, ever had a bad FCN, and it's always B+. Always a great con. I don't think there was one FCN that was bad from 2009 until 2013. Always awesome. So Motor City Fur Con, you should check it out. I'm hoping it's as good as FCN, but back to what I was saying before. This new Wisconsin Con, run by Alkali. Top Hat Man runs panels like Whose Line Is It Anyway? I'm hoping that this new con starting out in Brookfield, like 20 minutes away from me, is great, because it's right in my hometown. So if anything, it could be like IFC, because at least I know the Wisconsin Furs can party hard. So yeah, there's that. But that happens end of February, so anybody who isn't going to FC should try to come to this Wisconsin Con, because number one, it's Wisconsin, drinking. Number two, you should come because it's cool, and I'll be there. Not that I matter that much, but you should go anyway. It'll be cheap. I think room rates are $99 a night, but I decided to get a suite, because whatever. Like, you could say, well, you could sleep at your house, but I don't know if I want a DUI, because I'm going to be drinking something fierce, especially with my buds there. So we decided to get a suite. Bring some people up from other states. Say, come chill at our suite. And I can always go home and get stuff if I forgot it. You know what I mean? Like, everything's right here. So I would say check out F Squared. That's what it's called, which is the Wisconsin Con. So there's that. But yeah, enough with the convention talk. I'm sure you've heard it all. Most of you furries know about the cons that are going on and starting up around, especially if you're con goers. But actually, no, I'm not done. I lied. I would like to talk about, I'm considering going to FWA this year, Furry Week in Atlanta. I've never been, and seems interesting. I'd like to road trip it. Very small group, but we're going to do it. Hopefully, if everyone else's funds kind of pan out, that'll end up happening. So, I don't know. How is FWA? Do anyone know anything about it? My friend Juno actually went last year. He rode his motorcycle all the way there. So, I don't know. Check that out. Get a good... I'm interested in trying new things, so FWA is something I'd like to experience, and then FC next year at least. We're going to take another road trip out that way, because fuck flying. Not really a fan of that, but I love driving, so 2-day trip, rock on all 3 weeks of vacation time by then too. But yeah, let's think. There's something else I was going to say that's mildly important. Not about cons. Talked a lot about cons. Probably at least 10 minutes worth of cons. Well, yeah. So, I don't know what your opinion is. You probably don't have one, but every now and again, tomorrow I'm getting my hair cut. I was supposed to do it today, but apparently the barbershop closed early. I was going to show up there. They said they close at 10, but I showed up at 9, and they just said, apparently we don't have business right now. We're just going to close up, and I'm like, great. I wish they, I don't know, I just wish I would have known. Probably should have called first, but I never expect places to close early, you know, when they have designated times that are set on their website that say, we're going to be open this day. Especially, they even said, these are our hours on Black Friday, so it was very precise as to when we're open. We're open from noon until 10, and I showed up at 9, and they were closed. So then I just walked around the mall, which was boring. Saw a nice little store, though. They had a lot of wolf stuff inside, and I was kind of intrigued by. They had a big, giant wolf head that's like mountable on your wall. It was like $40. But, yeah, didn't take that up because I kind of spent enough money this weekend on food and beer for the party tomorrow. But, yeah, with my hair, I do like it about this length. I'm not going to grow it out any longer than that because when it gets too long, it kind of looks bad on me. I don't think the super long hair that was in my first vlog looks good. Like, it's not my style. It was interesting to do, but right about this length is about as long as I want it to get. And I could, like people say, maintain it, keep it trimmed, get it trimmed every once or 2 months or something, like every month or so. And I'm just like, then why don't I just keep it short? If I'm going to go with a style that requires me getting my hair cut every month, I might as well just have a short haircut. You know what I mean? Like, that makes sense if I'm going to do something like that. But I don't know. So what I do is I decide, me being kind of cheap and liking the short style as well, I get my hair cut about every 7 to 10 months or so. We're on about 8 right now. So I'd probably 6 to 8 months I get my hair cut, depending on the circumstances. We'll say about 8, every 8 months. And, I don't know, hair short, hair long. I wish I had a comparison for you, but if you're on my FA, I have a short hair picture when I was growing it up at FCN last year, and that was me with short hair. And I don't think I look bad with short hair, but I'd like to know what people prefer, because then I'd know, hey, maybe I should do that style more often. But I kind of get a mixed result, so it always seems about 50-50, with maybe a slight lean more towards long hair, because it fits my personality more, because I'm not really that much of a... The short hair kind of thing is more for people that care about their image as much, and I don't care about my image as much. Granted, now that I'm on the dating scene again, I feel like I kind of have to, but... I'm supposed to work on this beer while I'm talking, but I've been too involved in conversation with myself, or you, the webcam people out there. What else was I going to say? Something that irritates me was, this happened actually a while ago, but it was like those people, like, you know when someone says, like, for example, this was back at Halloween about a month ago, and there was someone at my work that first shift, they put out a candy bowl, right? They were going to, like, we're going to give a bowl of candy for people, you know, for trick-or-treat or whatever, just on the table of the inspection room. And I'm kind of like, okay, that's nice, whatever. Well, they did that, and then when all the candy was taken, they refilled it, taken again, refilled it, and then they left a note saying, it's your turn next time. And I'm thinking, well, I understand where they're coming from, but that note is kind of rude in a way, because it's like they're implying that if I do this, you have to too. It's like, I didn't sign up for that. You know, I won't even take candy if that's how you're going to be, because you're offering a gift. It's like somebody who gives a gift who expects something in return. You know what I mean? Like, hey, I gave you that, you owe me. That's just kind of like fuck you. Like, gifts shouldn't be given to, like, expect something in return. They should be given just out of generosity and not expecting anything in return. I think that goes a lot with at least how I run life. So if I loan someone money, I know that I very well might not get that back again. Granted, I maybe imply and say, hey, it'd be nice. When do you think you could pay me back? But after about a year, I start to give up. So at that point, just forget it. It doesn't matter. Whatever, it's up to them if they want to decide to give that back to you. But it's just kind of like with the candy bowl bitchiness of that person. It was just, shut up. Like, you're giving out this candy. It was supposed to be generosity. I mean, like, just the way they went. Like, they could have asked nicer. Like, say, hey, it's an option. You can fill this up, too. Like, it'd be nice if you would. But, I don't know. You know what I mean? People like that, kind of like expecting something because they helped out. It's like, that's not how life works. You just have to expect that. Know that you're doing a good thing with your generosity, and you shouldn't expect anything in return. I guess that's what it comes down to. I don't know. We got about 9 more minutes here that I need to talk. I gotta finish my beer before the video ends. So, well, this is kind of a shitty thing because I'm lazy. I got a hard drive here that's nearly filled up because I actually bought another hard drive, which is literally sitting right here, ready to put it in, 500 gigs, all right here, ready to be installed. But I just haven't found the time to do it because every one of my hard drives is in the red, and that's not good because you can't defragment when your hard drive is more than 15% like running out of space. So, oops. That's probably why my system takes forever to boot up now. I mean, occasionally likes to crash when it comes out of, it gets slow when you come out of hibernate. So, gotta give it a reboot every once in a while to flush that memory. But yeah, I don't know. This is probably the last time then you're gonna see me with long hair. Till, well, by the con in Wisconsin, it should be short-ish still, 3 months in. But by FCN, it'll probably be a medium length, Yeah. I just really want to work on my art. I actually just bought some new markers because I'm running out. That's what I want to do. I want to get good at art, not for professionally. Like, really, I don't want to do it for a living. I just really want to express my art to the point where, like, I have something I'm trying to convey in art form, and people go, damn, that's awesome. That looks really good. I can understand what you're trying to get across, and it's really good looking at the same time. Because I don't need to do art for a living. I just like to become good. But there's just not enough time in the day to do art. And that sucks. I should probably... I'm wondering if I should set up the Christmas tree tomorrow. There'll be a lot of people around. I don't know. But, beer is good. Not a mixed drink fan. Doesn't do what beer does. Beer gives me a good buzz right away. And it's not of a high alcohol content to the point where, you're going to get a headache or something. It's just really, really calm. It's got a good flavor. And just a nice buzz. Even if you have 2. Just good. Like, that's all I had was 2. I'm working on my second one now, and I'm feeling good. Still can convey what I want to say without being wasted. And I like that. But, yeah. I think it's going to be a really cold winter this year. It was 15 degrees yesterday. It's kind of 30 now. It almost seems like the months have been ahead of themselves. Like, September felt like October. October felt like November. November feels like December. It almost seems like winter lasts longer now, and summer is much shorter than it should be. We have less warm months. Global climate change, maybe? I don't know. My CD's almost done, which saddens me. My Catatonic album, which means it's going to get quiet. There's one track here, 5 minutes. Oh, it just finishes up almost right when the video's done. So, that's good, I guess. I I don't know what else I want to say. I mean, I could talk about anything, really. I don't know. Heineken's a good beer. Like, if you agree. That's a silly reason to ask for a like. You know, okay, here's something. We can go back to relationships real quick. I hate that. I want a female, right? Most furries tend to be gay or bi or whatever, and they usually settle on a guy because guys are easier, in my opinion, to get because they're always horny and feels like most furry females, they're few and far between, and they're harder to find that are normal, not crazy, and not overweight, like really overweight. And I just want someone who's not insane and is attractive and who, you know, has the same interests as me, because that's important too. So it's like, that's really hard to find, because I don't know. Like, there's a girl I've liked for a really long time. Problem is, she doesn't consider herself a furry anymore, because she doesn't like the furry culture and the people that surround it, which is understandable. I mean, furries are pretty derpy sometimes, but there are cool ones out there, like my viewers. And I don't know. I'm worried now, and I'm not going to settle, but I'm worried that it's going to take me a really long time to find someone else. You know. And I guess that's why I was so satisfied with my ex, was because, you know, she was what I wanted. Granted, we weren't similar enough, but, you know, she was attractive and a furry and Ethereum and, like, not insane. Granted, she got more crazy after we broke up, but it wasn't, like, super insane, like, nuts. You know what I mean? So there's that. But yeah, I just want someone who's reasonable, and I just feel like most of the furries that are good, of good quality, females at least, are always taken. So it sucks. But yeah, I'm thinking now that I'm single, I'll just do the single thing and try and work on my art more. I know I say that loosely, because shit always happens, and you never end up having enough time to get things you need to get done. And I hate that. But yeah, I don't know. I'd really like to get I'm working on getting a commission now, I think, for a bodysuit for my clockwork suit, because I would like to have that option available to me. Granted, I think if I do get a body, I'm going to end up wearing it all the time. But in addition to all that, then I'll have a new tail, new paws, new hands, because mine were kind of, you know, becoming worn, let's say. But, I don't know, man. 28 minutes. Catatonia's Dead End King's almost over. And, I actually don't want to stop talking, because I know once I go back to that, I have to finish my beer, though. Fuck it. First vlog was like 41 minutes. We'll keep going. I gotta finish my beer, and there's actually extra tracks on this album that I have to dig up right now, so we are gonna keep going. So stick with me. Don't leave me yet, because I don't want to be alone. Alright, here we go. The next track is called Second, which you can't hear, but I'm going to act like you can anyway. Catatonia is a great band from Sweden. I mean, they're just an all-around quality music band, quality musicians. Just a good, they're like doom metal, but they're prog-ish in a way, and they're soft enough where they're not abrasive to the ears. You just have to be kind of in the mood for that. Like, they're a depressive metal band with clean vocals, at least nowadays. Like, their first couple albums weren't. But I enjoy the sadness and the energy they put out, the atmosphere. The atmosphere is important in music. But I don't know, man. I really would love to find a girl who loves music as much as I do, because that is important to me. But like I was saying, we can go into detail because I bet you she isn't watching this. But there's been a girl I've liked for a really long time, and like for at least 7 years, and like I literally there wasn't a day where there were plenty of days, but she's always kind of on my mind. I always wished I would have actually tried to pursue her when she was looking for a relationship. Like now she's not, which sucks because I would really like to get to know her. You know what I mean? Like we've been friends for so long, and we've had similar taste in music, similar interests. She says she's not a furry anymore, but you having that interest in costuming and creating these costumes and wearing them, and I guess I don't know, like we meshed almost. It feels like we meshed, and I would really like to get to know her more. Like I'm not gonna say, you just say I really think she's a good match, and I think we'd bond. At least I'd like to say that, because when I met her back in 2010, I was kind of like, oh crap, you're pretty cool, and that sucked because you're with your ex, or my ex at the time, and she didn't like that, so I couldn't talk to her anymore. But we were talking again, but she's currently not interested in a relationship, and that saddens me greatly. So, but yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't say I'm lonely, but I'm somewhat lonely in that I really would like a partner to share my life with. Like I can deal with being alone, but I'd rather not. Because alone time is good for like you can do what you want to do without having to do what they want to do. But at the end of the day, don't you want someone there who you could talk to and laugh about the events that happened? Like a best friend. And that's why, I don't know, that's why I think people couple up, at least. They just want someone who's their best friend. Granted, they can have sex with them. But they want someone you gotta have someone who's your best friend. Like I was saying in my previous video. You just gotta find someone that you can bond with and then share your life with forever. That's all I want. Female, though. Don't get any ideas, guys. But, yeah. That's pretty much it with that. I don't know what else to say about that. Moonspell. Probably wondering what the shirt says. It's a band. They happen to like vampires, werewolves, all kinds of random stuff like that. This happens to be one of their werewolf shirts. It's got a cool little pentagram right here. Metal and Satan. It's fucking how it works. But werewolf, the back says Lobo. They're from Portugal, so they speak Spanish too, in addition to English. But, yeah. Let's talk about the show. Don't think I talked about it yet. Season's over. Gonna create a video on a con report. I kind of gave it here, but I want everyone else's opinion of it. So that'll probably be not this weekend because of Thanksgiving night. Probably next weekend, the weekend after this. But get everyone else's kind of views on that. Just chill on the couch and talk. Now, my plan is actually for the show now. In case you made it this far and you're actually interested in what I have to say. What I'm going to do is, if you like the current format, like let's say it's basically news articles followed by an interesting kind of mind-thinking subject, we'll have that show on my username channel, username 89, and that'll be seasonal. But there will be another show that's the couch show or the casual show where me and my buddies just hang out and talk about absolutely nothing. Kind of almost like a blog, like I'm doing now, or a vlog. But just us hanging out, and then everyone can be calm. Because I feel like some of my, even me at least, you get nervous because you're trying to portray a professional attitude. Like when I do vlogs like this, I'm calm, relaxed. It's like you don't have any set thing to follow that you have to like make sure you say everything, and this is just kind of just you go with the flow, so it's easier. And that's what I kind of want for the couch show, and that'll be on my 4WD Wolf account. And I will gauge which one gets more of a response. You know what I mean? So, depending on that, after maybe a couple years or so, I will cater more towards that, and the other one will end. So, we'll see how that works. But depending on what you like, you know, maybe if they both are equal, then we'll keep doing both. But you know, it really, like I said, depends on which one gets the views, because you know that allows me to get monetization and a little bit of revenue from YouTube. Granted, it's not a lot, but occasionally you get about $100 or something, which is cool. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Still finishing the beer. I very much like another Clockwork suit, though. Because here's the thing. That suit that I've got now, it's starting to have a little bit of wear and tear. It's starting to get old. I don't like that. Because that suit, that character that I created, that Beretta Darkwolf, that is me. Like, how I feel I am on the inside, me being Therian, that is me. And knowing that Q or Corazel will not create another one like that, that upsets me. Because it's like, if that ever falls apart, gets ruined, I won't be able to get myself again. So it's like, when I wear that, that is me. Granted, the police costume is kind of an addition to that, because as a kid I always wanted to be a cop. So when I do that as, you know, a cosplay kind of thing, like, that's me playing in a way, but that wolf, that is me. That's how I feel I am. So it sucks knowing that I cannot get another commission from her of the same character. So I'd have to go somewhere else, and I think she does the best work. I think they do. Which, I don't know. I wish I could talk to her and actually express this to her, but I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, how that would go. I would love to have a backup head, honestly, of that suit. And granted, it wouldn't be the same, but it's just like, man. Heavy stuff, man. Heavy stuff, this vlog right here. Heavy stuff. Maybe it goes with the past week. And I've had all week off, but it's just been not a good time off. Just a pretty, almost like I wasted it. I mean, it had its moments. Like, me and Ernick made pancakes at 7 a.m. I woke up, I got a nap, and I was like, I'm gonna stay up all day now. So I freaking texted the guy and I said, hey, come over, we're gonna make pancakes, bacon, and toast. And he goes, all right, because he's hungry all the time, so he'll eat anything. So we just go and get a bunch of bacon and stuff, and you know, just make breakfast at 8 in the morning and stay up all day drinking. It was pretty awesome. But like I said, I didn't get what I needed to get done, so it was mild depression. Just nothing I want to do got done, and then now I'm here drinking in front of a camera with my sketchbook in front of me, working on like nothing's you got to be in the mood to draw too. So it's like I'm trying to get this little piece of art done. It probably looks like crap, but I really want to get this like wolf drinking a beer in a bar thing, because you know I love beer. And that last song just finished. I got a few things I'm working on right now. I don't know if anybody actually watches my FA, but I kind of just doodle this up, and it's just, you know, mountain scene. I wanted to practice my coloring. I ordered some new markers, some skin tones, and in addition to some blacks and grays, because I don't have any, and I think some of the grays I use turn out as blue, which sucks, because I'm not a blue wolf. I'm a fucking gray wolf. So there's that. Oh yeah, and I'm fucking getting fat again. This sucks. I think it was mostly because of Thanksgiving and the not working. But I feel like within the past month or so, I've gained like 10 pounds back after being about 133. I'm almost 142 again. And it's like, I gotta cut back. And you know, I say that to most people. They go, "Oh, that's small," but it's like I'm like 5'5". Like, I got a gut like a little belly now, and I hate that because I used to be a skinny kid. Man, I don't want to be a fat kid, man. Maybe it's all the beer I drank, honestly. Who knows? But we're at like 39 minutes now, and my music's done. I want to listen to another album. 6:40 in the morning on this lovely Saturday morning. I'm gonna get my haircut today, and I'd like to draw before I went to bed, but who knows if that's gonna happen. I have to pee now, so I'm gonna let you guys go. Let me just finish this off, and hope everyone out there had a great holiday, had a great Thanksgiving, and have a great Christmas if I don't see you before then. And hope you enjoyed my little vlogs. The best thing about these videos is I can just do this. Some people watch them, and I can just upload it instantly. It's easy. Really easy. So like I said, when I'm in the mood to talk, and I can do these, right on. I'll do them, man. So good night, everyone, or good day, or good afternoon, or whatever. But I will see you soon. Another vlog with short hair coming to a YouTube near you.